I'm Rita.
And I'm Emma, and we're both seniors at the Bryn Mawr School.
For our senior project, we decided to create a beginner's dance class where we will go over some of the basic technique used in both ballet and modern dance.
We've both been training and dancing for 14 years, and we consider dance a great passion of ours.
Over the past year, due to the pandemic, dance classes have looked pretty different from how they normally are. Many dance studios have been forced to either shut down or go completely virtual.
We saw this as an opportunity to share our knowledge and our love for dance with all of you. We really hope you enjoy it and can take something away from this.
We'll start with a brief stretch sequence in order to warm up. We are going to start standing tall with our legs hips width apart. Slowly roll down your spine, going through each vertebrae until you reach the ground. Once you reach the bottom, we're going to bend and straighten our legs. When doing this, make sure that you are tracking your knees to go directly over your toes so as to prevent any injuries and rolling your feet. Bend and stretch. Now we're going to bend and crouch all the way down to form a small ball. We're going to walk our hands out so that we get to our hands and knees, and we're slowly going to move through cat and cow so we can stretch out our back a little bit more. Cat, cow. Feel free to make this movement your own. If you want to move quicker or slower, that's up to you. Now we're going to push back into child's pose. Here, this is a place to relax and stretch out your back even more. Release all of your tension into the ground. Feel free to move from side to side if that feels comfortable for you, or stay still. Now we are going to roll up to a sitting position and stretch our legs out in front of us. We're going to raise our hands to the sky and roll through our spine while we reach down towards our toes and come back to a sitting position. Now we'll reverse that motion and reach out to our toes while rolling up through our spine to get back to a sitting position. Next time you're sitting up, we're going to reach down to our toes and stretch out our back once again. If you can't reach your toes, that's fine. Just go as far as you can and try to keep your knees as straight as possible. Now we'll open our legs out to the side and reach over with our arm to touch our opposite foot. Now we'll reach to the other side and hold this position for a little bit. Once we get back to a sitting position, we're going to walk our hands out in front of us to get a good stretch. If you can't go all the way down to the ground, that's fine. Go as far as you can. Now we'll walk our hands up and we'll put our feet together in the butterfly position. We'll roll down starting with our head, trying to reach our head to our toes, and we'll bounce in this position. Now we'll roll up to get back to a sitting position. Now we are going to move into a lunge stretch. We're going to start with our right foot forward. Make sure that our back knee is straightened and that our front knee is directly above our front heel. Now we'll put our back knee down and shift our hips back into a runner stretch. Make sure that our back leg creates a 90-degree angle with the floor. Now we'll switch our feet and bring our left foot front so we can do the same on the left side. Put your back knee down, straighten your front leg, and move once again into the runner stretch. Feel free to keep your front foot pointed or flexed, whichever way feels best for you. Now we're going to go to our hands and knees and push up into downward dog. Now we are going to walk our hands back to our feet and slowly roll up through our spine to get to a standing position once again. Now that we've warmed up, let's move on to the basics of ballet.
Now I will show you how to do a ballet hand. Start by relaxing your hand and fingers, then slowly bring it into a gentle C curve. Now bring your middle finger and thumb slightly towards each other, but leave a little bit of space between them. Your hand should stay relaxed the entire time. Now we are going to teach you the basic arm positions in ballet. Okay, bring your arms to first position. Now, bring your arms to second position. You want your palms to be facing up, your shoulders relaxed, your arms are kind of in this beach ball. It's almost like you're holding a beach ball, but you're rotating it. Now, bring your arm to third. Lift that arm to fourth position. Close it to make fifth position. And bring the shape down to make sixth position, as known as en bas. Now we will do the basic positions at the bar. Starting in first position, it doesn't matter how rotated your first position is, do whatever is comfortable for you. We will wrap our seat muscles around and pull our kneecaps up. Now we will plie. Make sure to keep your heels down as you plie. Tendu to second position. Second position is essentially the same as first, but it's a little bit wider. There's more space between your heels. Now, same rules apply. Seat muscles wrapping around, kneecaps pulled up. Plie. Tendu to third position. Third position isn't used as much in ballet, but it is still a position. Third position is like a pre-fifth position because your heels are crossed, but not all the way. Your foot is not completely crossed over. Now we will tendu to fourth position. In fourth position, your heel is directly parallel and across from your big toe. We'll plie in fourth position. Make sure as you're plieing to keep your back knee rotated, your seat tucked in, not over tucked, your seat muscles wrapping around, and your heels down. Now tendu to fifth position. In fifth position, your big toe is touching your heel. We will plie. Same rules apply. Seat muscles wrapping around, torso aligned, knees pointing to the side, and heels down.
Now Emma will show us a combination with all of the positions, starting with croisé. Pivot to en face, pivot to effacé, and écarté derrière. The other side croisé, en face, effacé, and écarté derrière. Now starting to the back, croisé derrière, en face derrière, effacé derrière, and écarté. The other side croisé derrière, en face derrière, effacé derrière, and écarté. Now that we've learned the basics, let's move on to some combinations. Now we are going to do a plie combination, which is commonly used in most ballet classes. So we're going to start in first position, like Emma just showed us, and our arm is going to go from en bas through first to second. Now we're going to do one plie, a second plie, and then we're going to do a grand plie. This is kind of like a squat, and then you go all the way down and your heels come up. Although you want to make sure that you're still following the rules of a normal plie, and your knees are going to the side and your seat muscles are still tucked in. So we're going to do that combination, plie, plie, grand plie, in first position, the same thing in second position, and then we're going to go straight to fifth position and do that again. Once we do it to the right side, we're going to turn around and do it to the left side as well.
practice tendus at the bar. Starting in the first position that we just practiced, seat muscles wrapped around, knees pointing towards the sides, kneecaps pulled up. Your heel will lead forward and your toes follow as you brush the floor to a pointed foot. This is tendu front. Now, following that same pattern, your toes will be the first thing to brush backwards as you close back to first. To the side, brush your toes along the floor, point your foot to tendu side. Now, once again, going through your toes, brush the floor to close. Tendu to the back. As you tendu to the back, make sure your stomach is lifted up, your seat is pointing down, your knees are pointing to the side, and your seat muscles are wrapping around like the barber pole we talked about. Starting with your toes, close back into first position. We will do the same on the left side. Tendu front, close to first. Tendu side, close to first. Tendu back, close to first. Now we will do a simple combination to practice the tendus that we just did. But this time, instead of doing tendus, we will do something called jetés. A jeté is essentially the same position as a tendu. The same rules apply, everything is the same except it is en l'air, which means in the air, off the ground. That is a jeté. It's a tendu position, but raised in the air. Now we will do a tendu exercise. So, starting in first position, you will do 2 tendus to the front, 2 tendus to the side, 2 tendus to the back, plie, force arch stretch, with your heels over your toes and forward. Straighten, land in first. Then on the left, 2 tendus to the front, 2 tendus to the side, 2 tendus to the back, plie, force arch stretch, lower back to first. You will do 8 jetés with your right foot. Then you will do 8 jetés with your left foot. Then 4 with your right, 4 with your left, 2 with your right, 2 with your left, then 1 right, 1 left, 1 right, 1 left.
Now let's learn about turns.
Now we will practice spotting. Place your hands on your shoulders and find a point just above your eye line. As you rotate, your head will snap back to that point. Now we will practice pirouettes. Starting in 5th position en face, chassé forward into a 4th plie. Pirouette to your left and land in a lunge. From croisé, chassé forward into a 4th plie, pirouette to your left and land in a lunge. We will do this again on the right side. Make sure that when you are in your 4th plie, right before you turn, that your seat muscles are tucked in and wrapped around. it is important to spot your head as you turn. Fixate on one point slightly above your eye line and spot your head as you do the pirouette.
Now we will do a simple exercise to practice turning. So what you want to do is we're just going to turn, like you can go straight sideways, you can go on a diagonal, whichever way has the most space in your area. And basically we'll just have our arms in first position and our legs can be in any position. But what we'll do is we'll step right foot, do a half turn, left, half turn, right foot, half turn, left turn. So if we pick up the speed a bit, this is just to get you comfortable with turning and practice your spotting a bit. So we'll go half, 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 and so on. Eventually, once you get more comfortable with turning, you can try bringing your feet into a closer position when you're in ballet. And this is a step in ballet called shedding. So if we pick up the speed a bit and keep our legs closer. We will now move on to jumps.
Now we are going to do sachets across the floor. So remember our écrasé position with our leg pointed and straightened in front, our foot pointed and our leg straightened in écrasé. So we're going to, the basic breakdown of this is you're going to plie on both feet, you're going to slide out your front foot, and your back foot is going to chase your front leg, and you're going to rotate both of your legs into a jump. Okay, so now that you've gotten that, we're going to do it across the floor. Make sure your torso does not fall backwards. Make sure it stays straight and that your seat muscles are wrapped around and tucked in. Okay, now I'm going to show you, starting with your right leg in front, your left arm in front. Ready? Starting with your right foot forward and your left arm forward, opposite arm. Plie on both feet and push off and pick up your left foot. Then do that again. Tendu, plie again, push off. Tendu, push off, and point your feet underneath. Tendu, push, tendu, push. So now we're going to do a basic jump combination. The way it'll go is we'll do 4 jumps in first with our arms en bas. And then we'll do 4 jumps in second with our arms also in second position. Then we'll jump to fifth with our arms en bas again. And we'll do 4 jumps with the right foot in front. And then we'll do a step called échappé, where you'll jump to second and open your arms to second. And then you'll jump to fifth, where you'll change your legs. And we'll do that step twice. Now we are going to learn a variation from the ballet Swan Lake. This is perhaps one of the most famous ballets, and this specific variation is done by the role of Odette, also known as the White Swan. So something which is used in Swan Lake are swan arms. Instead of having our arms in the normal positions that we taught you earlier, they tend to move through the arms to make them look a bit more like the wings of a swan. So the way that you'll do this is you'll start in second position. You'll imagine moving through each joint in your arm as if you're doing the wave. Don't forget to think even through the fingers. This really completes the illusion of a wing. Now, it does look like you're just starting from the elbows or maybe the shoulders, but you want to think about the movement starting all the way from the back. That way it'll look even more fluid and even more strong. This movement can be here, just ranging through second position, or it can also go down from near en bas all the way up to fifth position. Feel free to use your head for this. It helps, once again, with the illusion of being a swan. So, for this specific variation, we're going to start from the back corner. This is the back left corner. And we're going to walk out in silence before the music starts,
using our swan arms, and we're going to use our back to try to open up and create a more beautiful line. So we'll walk out in the silence, with our swan arms going overhead and down. We'll tendu our right leg back, bring our right arm forward and look up to it. Once the music starts, we'll go down, following the arm with the head, then bring the back arm up and meet the front arm down. The next part of this variation is done 3 times, and it consists of going from a lunge up to a passe and back down to a lunge. So after we've come down and done our preparation, we start here and we bring our right leg up to passe with bringing our arms up as well overhead using the swan arms. So we'll go up and back down to a lunge. Then we'll do it again to the left leg up, down to a lunge. The third time we do it though, we're not going to go down to a lunge. We're going to go straight from passe to a susu. Now from this susu, you're going to swap your legs once, twice. You're going to bring your arm up and cross it in front. Now, from here you're going to do 2 steps backwards so that you can save room. If this means going straight to the side, going backwards, forwards, whatever it is for you. From here, 2 steps to the side, and tendu back, right leg back with right arm up. We're going to be looking outwards as if we're looking into the audience that we're performing for. Now we're going to go to the other side, step, 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 left arm back, left arm up. From here we're going to go up into a susu, and we're going to do a bourrée. Now a bourrée is in 5th position, releve. We're just going to do some quick steps. Front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. Now from here we're going to go to that, we're going to do the bourrées, and we're going to use our swan arms as well. Bourrée, bourrée, swan arms 3 times, and down to a lunge.
Now we'll do just this much with music. Start by walking out in silence and wait for the music cue to start.
Now we'll repeat those steps again, the passe lunge steps to the left. Starting from the left, we'll go up, down, up, down. Once again, the third time doesn't go to a lunge, go straight to susu. Here we'll swap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 3. Bring the arm across and down. Now we'll do 2 steps to the back and go tendu arabesque. Now this way we're going to reach our arm to the corner as though someone's pulling us. We're going to overhead and straight to the side. Here we're going to be looking downwards, not straight down, but slightly outward, as though we're a swan, craning our head into our wing, kind of rustling our feathers. Turn, step, step. Once again, tendu arabesque, port de bras. Then we're already in the corner. If you're not, walk your way over to the corner and prepare.
Now we'll do this much with music once again, starting from the lunge to the left.
Sequence across the floor. Now, starting from here, 5th position, we're in croisé. We're going to do a step called sisson. For this step, you're going to go plie on 2 legs, jump and land on 1 foot, and then bring the other foot in. We're going to do that twice, once with small swan arms,
and ones with big swan arms. So it'll look something like this. Here, preparation, and small jump, big jump. Now after that, we're going to do a step called pas de courroux. This step is a lot like bourrées, except instead of it being closed tight in fifth, we're going to do it in first position, where our feet are slightly open. So, small jump, big jump, pas de courroux, tendu front, and bring our leg back with one arm up, kind of leaning back. Now we'll do that once again. Small jump, big jump, pas de courroux, down, but this time we'll bring both arms up. Now, similar to before, step, step, arabesque, reach to the corner, overhead arms, step, step. This is slightly different though. Swan arms to arabesque, overhead, and here we'll do our bourrées once again with the swan arms. 1, 2, 3, prepare to do the jumps from the other corner. Same thing, but just to the other side. Small jump, big jump, pas de courroux, down, around. Small jump, big jump, pas de courroux, down, both arms, around. Step, step. Here we're going to do one more tendu arabesque with our head going up, following the arm. We're going to do a half turn with a port de bras and walk down to the corner where we started and prepare for the jump set. One more time.
Now we're going to run it with the music, starting from the jump sequence.
A turn sequence across the floor, which is very similar to what we did earlier in this class. So it's going to be those chaîné turns that we practiced. Half turns, right? Half, 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 using our spot at the corner. But instead of having our arms in first position, we're going to use our swan arms going up and down. These turns can be done at any pace that you feel comfortable. If you feel like doing them super fast, going across the floor, you can do that. Or you can do them super slow, just do one turn. It's up to you. It's at your own pace. So we're going to start in our preparation with our leg tendu to the front in croisé. Same arms as we did to prepare for the jumps. And we're going to go chaînés with swan arms. Then, once we end at the front, we're going to step back to where we were and do the same preparation again. We're going to do this 3 more times. So this is time 2. Step, 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 prepare. Now this is time 3. Step to the corner to prepare. The 4th time is slightly different. We're going to start the same way with our swan arm chaînés. Then we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to come down and we're going to start our chaînés again, but this time with our arms in first position. So we've done the chaînés here. We're going to do them at first. And we're going to finish going through our bent leg chassé and bend over. Here in this position, it's kind of like you don't want to be straight upwards. You want to be kind of like a weeping willow tree, bent over.
Now we're going to go over the last part with the music. Now that we've learned the whole thing, let's do it from the top to the end with music. We're going to cool down now with some improvisation.
Okay, now we're going to do a guided improv. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out different numbers, and those are going to correspond to different levels in terms of where your body is. So level 1 will be sitting on the ground or laying on your back, but staying generally low. And then as the numbers increase, you'll slowly get up. Maybe 5 is somewhere around here, and 10 will be the highest and biggest place that you can be at. So Emma will be improving as I call out the numbers for you.
Now, you don't need to follow me. I'm just going to be setting an example. You can do whatever you want and move whatever way your body wants to. I'm just here for reference in case you're confused on where the level is, or if you want to see what type of movement I'm doing. But this is really for yourself, and it doesn't need to look a certain way. It's just however your body moves naturally.
Okay, let's start at level 1.
Level 2. Level 3. Level 4. Level 5. Level 6. Level 7. Level 8. Level 9. Level 10. Now let's go back to level 5, level 2. Level 6. Level 3. Level 9. Level 1. Level 4. Now let's start to come to a moment of stillness.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We loved creating it for all of you.
We hope you learned something new, and please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions about the technique or movement, because we'd love to answer them for you.
Bye.